Well, here we sit on Friday, and after a somewhat dry week, very hot temperatures throughout this week as we built in that heat after the record low start on Labor Day morning. We're expecting storms to get going as early as the midday and continuing into the afternoon. We're anticipating nearly 100% coverage, so be prepared for times of heavy downpours. Hopefully, they'll exit before we get under the lights for Friday Night Football across the 904. And it looks like the pattern is somewhat unsettled for the weekend as well. So times of sun and clouds and times of showers and thunderstorms. Pretty typical weather for summertime. Just be weather aware, especially today. Be severe weather aware. Download the WOKV app. And if we have to activate the Storm Center, we can send you any push alerts. The big story in the tropics is now Category 5 Hurricane Lee in the central Atlantic. It's getting a ton of attention for good reason. It's cat-5 and it's continuing to strengthen. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish is pretty consistent on the long-term forecast that this stays well east of Florida. And even this morning in his podcast, which you can hear in the WOKV app every morning, staying some 1,500 miles east of Jacksonville as it passes our latitude later next week. This is a very slow-moving system, but it's the tropics and weather changes. That's weather, and so make sure you are staying weather aware every day throughout the weekend. Just have a look at Talking the Tropics with Mike at WOKV.com and in our app for any potential changes. At the least, we expect pretty big wave action and dangerous rip currents building throughout next week by Wednesday, and especially for the later end of next week. And we can't take off the table the potential of land interaction somewhere in Boston, maybe Maine. That's the latest update from Mike. Updates throughout the weekend at WOKV.com in Talking the Tropics. As we turn our attention now to the racially motivated killings of 3 black people in the Newtown area at the Dollar General. Over the next few days, family members will be paying their final respects, and the nation's attention turns back to Jacksonville once again, as civil rights leader Al Sharpton is expected to deliver one eulogy. We'll hear civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump delivering messages at an event as well, and families and the community at large will have a chance to pay their respects and turn their attention to the lives that the 3 innocent souls lived and the lives that they impacted during their life here on Earth. And we'll update those stories and hear more from the family members over the coming days. We're also outlining the confrontation that happened at a Jacksonville news conference hosted by Governor Ron DeSantis as a member of the black community openly challenged him and his policies. That story updated at WOKV.com. And we cannot forget the big attention that goes Sunday to Indianapolis. Jaguars open up a season full of optimism on the road, 1 o'clock Sunday. Watch it on Fox 30. Go Jags.